Hello, my name is Duncan, and this is Ruby, who seems to have now decided that she wants to appear in every video. And welcome to Back Away from the Donkey. Today I'm in the middle of recording a couple of videos, but I'm not going to probably put those out until after the weekend, just because I know a lot of my American friends are out there trying to get themselves in a sort of sweet tatty coma. Why put marshmallows on sweet tatties? And don't get that at all. If I wanted a pudding, I'd have a pudding. That just totally confuses me. But anyway, yeah, sweet tatties with marshmallows. Why? Anyway, enough of that. Why am I here? Why are we all here? I was watching one of Steve Donaghue's videos and Mystery and Mayhem. Is it Mystery and Mayhem? I can never remember his name. It is Mystery and Mayhem videos about books that they love. Steve Donaghue was doing his ebooks are better than normal proper books and doing his evangelical preaching from the pulpit about them. But we all know he's wrong, don't we? That a proper physical book is always a better read, unless you have any physical disabilities. Stop that. A physical book is always better than an ebook. We all know that. But he's young, isn't he? He's only a 29-year-old. And he'll learn one day. So anyway, I'm going to link to both their videos below here, because they're quite interesting. And it's about books that you love, not always for their content, but just because you just love your book, your physical books. For a reason, they may have some sentimental value. So I've got a few here. I could pick loads. And some I like for sentimental reasons, some I like for the actual content, and some for the memories that they sort of bring. So I'm going to put, it's a real dreek day here, and I've had to try and pull up blinds to get a bit of light here. And Ruby's looking out the window over there. What are you looking at? Hey, little Gizmo's asleep below the desk here anyway. But Ruby seems to have decided since she's arrived in this house that she wants to have attention and appear in every video. Hey, is she competing with Olive from Book Blabber? Probably not. But anyway, Ruby, let's put you down because I need to pick up these books and I need both hands to do that. Let's pop you back down, girl. Okay, so the first books I'm picking is books. No, you're not getting back up. Okay, you're going to sleep somewhere. Is books. It's 3 books. It is the original Star Wars novelizations that I bought when the films originally came out, because I am old and crumbly. And they have sentimental reasons to me because I adore Star Wars. And I remember seeing the films and they bring memories. I remember buying the books. And they're not all great literature, but they're fun reads and I reread them every now and then. So these are my original ones. So we'll start here with Star Wars. It says George Lucas wrote it. It didn't. It was Alan Dean Foster who wrote it. And what I love about these is you have photos in the middle. So yeah, so this book is from 1977, 78, and this was actually released before the film. I remember buying this. And I love the greatest film of the century. And then you get also with 16 pages of fabulous colour. So I've had this book a long time. And then we come on to the Empire Strikes Back novelisation by a guy called Donald F. Glut, which I can't remember much about him as an author, but he was just brought in to do this. I think he did. I remember he's like, did he do journals, educational journals and stuff? And this also has the photos in the middle. I have got other copies of these books. I've got a trilogy collection over there, which are probably the ones I normally go to. And then, what I do love about these novelizations, there's bits that's not in the film, and that ends up getting retconned and stuff. Like Boba Fett is a shock trooper originally, and that's Return of the Jedi, and that was done by James Caan, wasn't it? Who was another author I didn't really know much about and never had anything else about it. But yes, I love those books. I love them for the memories they bring, and I love the fact that they're nice little mass market paperbacks, which I love. And by the way, what does Steve Donaghue do with his mass market paperbacks that he keeps going about them falling apart every time he reads them? I don't know what he does to them. Anyway, enough about that. So yes, that's the first ones in books I love. And next one in it, I'm going to bring, this one's another sentimental one, but it's also a very good read, which is Sherlock Holmes' Greatest Cases, which is from Crime Masterworks. Around about 2003, 2004, me and my wife, we weren't married then, and she was, as you may not know, she's got a disability and she's also got illness. But at the time she wasn't as ill as she is now. But we went on a holiday to a small cottage in West Sussex, at the bottom of England. And this cottage, we went with our cats. We didn't have dogs then, but we went with our cats. Yes, we took our cats on holiday with us. I have photo evidence of it somewhere. And they had a small library in the cottage. And this was one of the books in there. This is by Crime Masterworks. I've got a couple of other these I managed to pick up recently. But Crime Masterworks. And part of this little library was you could take the book away as long as you just left some books behind. And I left a couple of books behind that I was reading at the time. And I picked this one up and was reading this. And as at the time, I'd only read a little Sherlock Holmes. And this book was the one that really got me reading a lot of Sherlock Holmes. So this has got some great stuff in it. It's not all stuff. It's, as it says, it's great cases. We've got Scandal Bohemia, Red-Headed League, Speckled Band, Hound of the Baskervilles. Yeah, it's got the full of the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I've got a couple more there. But yes, so this is the book that got me loving Sherlock Holmes. And it's actually these Crime Masterworks. There was quite a few of them, about 10 or 11 of them out. I've got an Ed McBain one I like. I was trying to look on my shelf over there. Ed McBain. I think I might have another one as well. I was going to try and see what other authors, because I'm not big into crime stuff, but when I do read it, I normally end up quite enjoying it. I suppose I should speak to Criminology, because he might know more about this series than I do. Yeah, and the next book is literally, it's wonderful, but also it's beautiful. This, hope you can see it in the shine of the cover, is the Alan Lee illustrated book version of Tolkien's The Hobbit. And I picked this up from a charity shop. Every time I tell somebody I think I changed the price, it cost me, either cost me 50 pence or £1, but basically not a lot. And I will, underneath the cover, there's some stuff on the actual hardback book of it, which I will take a photo. I'll take the cover off and just later and take some photos so I can put them up. But hopefully in this dim light, might have to adjust the you can see the beautiful Alan Lee illustrations. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous book. Picture there of Lake Town. Great one of Smaug. But Alan Lee is a great, great artist, and his Tolkien work is just stunning. So yes, I absolutely love this book. I said about 3 or 4 years ago I picked it up in the charity shop and I couldn't believe it was in there. The cover had a tiny little bit of damage up the top, but I said I've got a protective cover on it now, which has kept it in the condition it is in now. So in the same sort of vein, another book that I absolutely love is, I have a copy of Silmarillion, but this is illustrated by Ted Naismith. Ted Naismith is a Canadian artist, and I'm not even sure this one's still in print. This is a 2000 copy, and I know there was a copy released a few years after this as well, slightly revised edition. But this, I'll find some of his paintings to show you. His paintings are absolutely gorgeous. As you will notice, there's a theme to this, and normally artwork is a big theme to me. And put these plates in here, so I'm just trying to write another one for you. Ted Naismith's art is, I said, stunning. He's not talked about enough in sort of talking things. Well, I don't think he is. Well, maybe I'm not. Maybe he is. Maybe I just don't hear about it. But People always quote Alan Lee and a few other people. Look at the paintings, they are gorgeous. And this is just a lovely book, because if you look inside the cover, the map is like coloured and everything in that, and in the back as well. And it's a beautiful book. So yeah, Silmarillion, obviously by Tolkien, and that one is illustrated by Ted Naismith. So if you've not seen his work, it's worth just Googling it and finding out. Now the second is 2 books, Harlan Ellison books. Harlan Ellison books have never been easy to get hold of in here over in the UK, and in the sort of late 80s, early 90s, they were even harder. They were really, really rare. The only thing you could ever find was Dangerous Visions, which is obviously edited by him, and even that was hard. So I've got 2 books I picked up the same day in a used bookshop in the Somerset town of Frome, because I used to live in it there. And this is, and I love the books. This is From the Land of Fear and From the Land of Fear. I picked up both of them because they both got different covers. And I love the content, obviously, because Ellison's a great writer. And I'm trying to think what stories are in here. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Yeah. This is a version of about 1980 something. I don't think they were even ever technically published over here. And I said I've got both these copies, and I just love both the books. I just bought them because they are 2 different. This one has got a foreword. That one hasn't. I'm pretty sure. But I love the green edging. I never worked out why they did the green edging. I don't know whether it's just because the paper stuff they used was crap or what. But this was owned by somebody called Judith Ray originally. And she gave this away. Yeah, and weirdly, these books haven't got a list of stories that are in here, so you sort of go and discover them. I think it's got things like Life Hutch and some of these famous ones. Back to Drawing Boards. The Time of the Eye. I've actually got another collection of stories with called The Time of the Eye, which has got The Time of the Eye in. But yeah, both these Ellison books, and I love them. I love the whole feel of them. Love everything about them. Next we go to bigger books. Okay, books that I love. And this one I'm only going to show you quickly because I am in the middle of doing a video on this book specifically and of the series it was part of. This is from the late 70s, 78ish, just after Star Wars came out. It's Great Space Battles by Stuart Cowley and Charles Herridge, part of the Terran Trade Authority. That is all you're going to see of it. It's got some beautiful artwork in it, but I'm just in the middle of doing a video on this, which is why I had it out. And I thought I would just include it in this. So, yeah, wait, there will be a video coming out on it next week. It's one of the ones I'm in the middle of making. And the final one is another art book. I told you there's a bit of a theme here. This book I bought in the early 80s, and it's Chris Archiellis, Beauty and the Beast. And he died about 2 years ago. Great artist. Yes, he did do a lot of very sexualized women in chainmail bikinis, but he did some great art. Here's one of his favorites, which I have got a signed copy of, is the one of Elric. But this is like very typical of his work. These were John Norman Gore books, which aren't particularly good books. The covers are good. That's before, which are, I think later on they turned into basically S&M books. If you're into that sort of thing, that's fine, but I might have to try. Don't own them anymore. For your Western fans out there, that is, they were done for the McAllister series, which I do not know anything about. And I'm going to have one last look. into some Doctor Who covers for the Target Doctor Who books. Yeah, I do love this book. Him along with... This is Raven. Sorry, there's a breast random out there. This picture here is on the front cover of the Raven book that I managed to pick up last year. It's quite a rare book. And I still haven't got around to reading it. I know Roy's got a copy and he read it. But that was one specifically done for that. But he did lots of things like this. And for some reason, I cannot find the Elric picture. Which is a shame. But yes, I have an Elric. I went to a games day in early 80s when I was big into Dungeons and Dragons. And Chris Archelis was there and he signed a copy of this print of it. And I still have it. And I need to get it framed. But yeah, those are some books that I love. There's many other books I love, but I thought you might like to see those. And I'll put a link to Steve's video on this and Mystery and Mayhem's down here. And I hope you enjoyed my pick. I said it wasn't particularly literary, it's just physical books I love. And remember, physical books are better than ebooks. Okay, in all seriousness, whatever you read, just read it and enjoy the reading. That's all I say. I don't care how you read it. You can read it off a parchment for all I care. But physical books are fun. Anyway, speak to you all very soon. Bye-bye.